Good morning, culés. It is time to wake up and Barca live Barcelona news coming at you from right here on the Undefeated channel. Good morning to you all. We're going to be discussing Real Betis hosting Barcelona. We're going to be doing a little match preview live here on the Undefeated channel. We'll be talking about lineups. We'll go over predictions. And of course, there's some transfer news for us to catch up on. We're going to wrap things up. We'll go over all that and more on today's episode. If you want to be part of the conversation, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can chat with your fellow culés, catch up on the news, have a little bit of caffeine, have some good conversation to start our day. That's what we do here on the channel. We connect, we support the badge, we support each other. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get this party started, my friends. Let's kick things off the right way.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuning in to the Undefeated Mustache John.
All right, we are ready to go. Real Betis Barcelona match preview. To kick things off, let's take a look at the live table. Barcelona 5 points up from Real Madrid. Real Betis sitting down in 6th place right now. Both of these teams with a chance to move, well, Betis with their way. I'll say words. Let me just pause, folks. I'm just going to be very honest with you all. A little bit frazzled right now. I'm in between work meetings. Today's not going my way. So I'm trying to reset, focus. I'm hoping to do a live watch along for the match today. Okay, I can't guarantee it right now. My goal is to be ready at 3 p.m. for kickoff. We'll do a live watch along. That's the goal, but I can't promise you that. And I'm tired of making promises that I don't follow up on. So I'm not going to promise it. Turn on notifications. I will make a decision here in the next 2 hours if we're doing a live stream or not. I would love to, but can't promise it. It's one of those days, folks. It's one of those days. So bear with me. All right. We're going to go over a lineup. We're going to go over predictions. But before that, let's talk about some of the news going into today's match that we need to be aware of. We'll start with this. We were looking at Julian Araujo. He may pronounce it Araujo, actually, being from Mexico. But Rashad Rahman shares that, long story short, since many weren't up last night, Barca will approach FIFA today to see whether the Julian Araujo deal can go through. Documents were sent less than a minute late before the deadline. Yikes. So we got to figure that out. We did miss out on Amrabat. We see the tweet here. Thanks to Amrabat. We love you, bro. See you in the future. Thank you, Sufyan, for your efforts. See you in the future. And then he liked it. So maybe this summer, for the Moroccan midfielder, maybe this summer will be when he gets to make his way over to the Camp Nou, put on that Blaugrana shirt. Maybe that'll happen. Aaron says, good morning. Thank you for being you. I hope you have a great day. Aaron, thank you. That honestly, it's a nice little pick-me-up. I appreciate that. I really do. Looking at the squad list for today, however, we'll get to a lineup and prediction here in just a couple minutes. We do have the brand new number 6, Gavi. That's exciting news for Barcelona. La Liga is doing their best to negate that registration, to undo it, which means Gavi would have to go back to wearing the number 30, and his 1 billion release clause would go back to 50 million. No big deal. Hopefully that does not happen with Tebas, but we'll see. The fight continues. My friends. Speaking of the fight, before I turn to the chat, one more thing here. Just want to share some context going into this. I'm going to turn the chat, say my hello, say my good morning, see if I can get out of this funk that I'm in. And then we'll talk lineups. But before we get to lineups, just context-wise, we do have Betis today, but then we have Sevilla on Sunday. 2 matches in the course of 5 days, so we got to make sure that we are balancing that. So Xavi may have some rotations. Maybe he goes with a strong lineup and then something weaker against Sevilla, who are struggling a bit. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about that next. I want to turn to the chat, say my hellos, see who's hanging out with us, and then we'll talk lineups and predictions. Ovi, how we doing, sir? Ryan Scott, how we doing? Says, hi, I'm at college, can't be in the live stream, watching on replay. Glad to have you whenever you're watching, Ryan. Appreciate you, my man. Maxime is with us. Hello. Anthony, good morning. Ovi, good morning. We got Bonnie in the house. Sahil, hello. Felipe is with us as well. Who am I missing? I know I skipped over some folks. I apologize if I did. Nishit's in the house. Schlifty, is in the house. Words. I'm going to stop drinking this coffee because I haven't eaten anything today. I've just been drinking coffee and been getting yelled at work. Life can be stupid sometimes, folks. Life can be very stupid sometimes. Won't get into the details, but life can be frustrating at times. It's fine. It's totally fine. Just having a busy day and things aren't going the way that I wanted, but it's okay. It's okay, folks. We're going to hang in there. All right. We're hanging in there. We're going to be all right. Let's get to a potential lineup, maybe. Jimmy on Fire says, don't worry, words are hard for me also sometimes. I appreciate that. Bonnie says, Sevilla's situation is super weird. They were fighting for La Liga last season, and now they're in a relegation battle. I know. It is quite strange. If we scroll all the way down to 13th place, that is where you will find Sevilla. So I'm thinking for this one that we get, Marca, you sweetheart. Everybody say hello to Marcaroni, a friend of the channel, putting a big smile on my face. Marca, thank you so much for the donation. Says, I hope everything is well, brother. Your happy vibe is everything for us. Bless you. Bless you, our Mr. Happy Mustache. Dude, you're going to make me cry. You're honestly going to make me cry. Let me take a breath. Marca, thank you so much, brother. And everybody watching, I appreciate you. I know that the goal here is to show up, to be that ray of sunshine, to be happy and supportive always. But as I've come to learn, I'm human, just like the rest of us. I have my good and my bad days. And I really, really, really appreciate this community having my back, just showing me the love and support. Thank you. And for those of you that don't know, Marcaroni is maybe the fastest growing channel that I'm aware of, at least. He's blowing up right now. So get on the Marcaroni train. Excellent football content. And like I said, friend of the channel. So go check out Marcaroni whenever you get the chance. Wonderful content over there. And like I said, a good guy. Really good guy. So Marca, mwah, love you, buddy. Thank you. Okay. That's a nice little pick-me-up. I really do appreciate that. I really do. Harris says, I'm amazing. Thank you so much. You guys are too much. You're too much. I appreciate it. But you know what? You got my smile back on my face. You got my head in the right place. That's why I love this community. That's what I mean when I say that we support the badge and we support each other. I know that the primary reason is to talk Barcelona news, go over lineups, predictions, do the live commentary, all that good stuff. But really, folks, big picture, it's about being there for each other. It's about making connections. I mean, Marca lives over on the other side of the world, and we've made a connection, and he showed up to put a little smile on my face. So it's stuff like that, and we can do that for each other. You know what I mean? Because we all have those bad days. We go through rough patches. We lose motivation. We lose courage. We lose passion. So that is why this community exists. If you're having that day, if you're having that rough spot, if you need a pick-me-up, if you need a high five or a hug, come on in. All right? This is that place to get the support. All right? Support the badge, support each other, and this is an excellent example of it. So thank you. I love you all so much. Marcus says, I seriously love your long hair. I'm sure you remember I've cut mine after Messi winning the World Cup. I didn't know you did that, but that's huge news. I mean, talk about smiles on the faces. I think everybody around the world, unless you are a Messi hater, of course, those do exist. Messi lifting that World Cup. Let's all just picture that moment for a second. Messi lifting the World Cup, smiles on our faces. Deep breath in and out. Good times, positive vibes. Thank you all. Thank you all very much. Okay. with that little pick-me-up out of the way, and I love you all so much for that, let's go ahead and talk potential lineup today. Because we are taking on Betis, like I said. We've got Sevilla on the weekend. So the question is, how much rotation are we going to see? Here's what I'm thinking, folks. I think Xavi comes in hot for this match. I think we come in looking for 3 points, which will give us an 8-point gap on Real Madrid until they play Valencia tomorrow. Who knows what happens with that? But I think we prioritize out of the two, Betis today, Sevilla over the weekend. I think we prioritize Betis and we go with a strong lineup, starting with the trusty Ter Stegen between the posts. New hair, new attitude, clean sheets galore. Good luck getting past this man. So we go Ter Stegen between the posts. We go Balde at left back. He and Jordi Alba are sharing the time right now, pretty consistently actually. So I think one gets the start against Betis, one gets the start against Sevilla. Because we're going to prioritize this first match against Betis, we go Balde. We keep it strong. Bellerin, not part of the club anymore. Wasn't really used anyway, but that's one less option at right back, which means we go Koundé. This is one where maybe I get this wrong. Maybe it's Roberto this time, and we see Koundé over the weekend. But if my suspicions are correct, we go strong lineup against Betis, rotate against Sevilla, which means Koundé at right back, and a center back pairing of Christensen and Araujo. Absolutely formidable defense. I'm loving everything that I'm seeing from our backline and Ter Stegen. A complete revamp, a complete refresh. The mentality, the tactics given by Xavi, it's all working out. The passing from the back as well. Absolutely incredible. So that's our back line. In the midfield, again, we got questions. We got questions for this one. We've been going very often with a midfield 4. I don't know if we stick with that or not. Let's see. We go Busquets, all right? Before the World Cup break, we were starting to see some rotations, some Busquets being sat, and we see the midfield 3 of Gavi, Pedri, and Frankie. But since the World Cup, we've been seeing Busquets back in that pivot role consistently, but we've had 4 midfielders alongside him. We continue on. Pedri, Frankie, Lewandowski back from suspension. Now the question is who's going to play on the wings. You know it's going to be Gavi and Rafinha. Options to go with Ansu, options to go with Ferran Torres, and maybe, okay? But I think, like I said, I'm going to keep repeating this. This match against Betis is going to be the priority. If we can get 3 points away from home, that gives us a little bit of a cushion, a little bit of a wiggle room. We see what happens with Valencia and Real Madrid tomorrow. And then come the weekend match against Sevilla, maybe we get a little bit more rotation going. All right, Dembele out injured, Ferran inconsistent, Ansu inconsistent. I think this is our best lineup that we can go with. And then we still have some options on the bench. Like I said, Ferran, Ansu, Pablo Torre, Kessié could all come in and impact the match. Now, if I got something wrong here, it would be in the midfield. There's a possibility that either I don't think Frankie gets a rest. I don't think Gavi gets a rest. We tried to rest Pedri during the week. Dembele got injured, had to come in, or over the weekend, I should say. So I don't know. I think this is it. The ones that I maybe got wrong, maybe Roberto at right back, and either Christensen or Araujo get a break. Maybe Ansu on that left wing, and Gavi or Frankie gets a break. But I don't think so. I'm feeling pretty confident in this lineup. I think Xavi comes out strong. And I think predictions-wise, going to be tough to get a clean sheet. Betis typically sneaks one in. I'm going to go 2-1 Barca. 2-1 Barcelona with goals from... I'm going to say Lewandowski, coming back from suspension, gets a double. I'm going to say a Lewandowski double in a 2-1 victory. How about that, folks? Lock that in. Lewandowski, 2 in the back of the net. Barcelona, 2-1 over not Sevilla, over Betis. We'll do Sevilla prediction on Friday. Over Betis. I'm feeling good about that, folks. I'm feeling good about that. Let me know what you would change lineup-wise. Let me know what your thoughts are predictions-wise. I'll turn to the chat again, keep the conversation going. Let me know your thoughts. Maxime says, I only trust our defenders, not Ter Stegen. Come on now. You got to give credit where credit is due. The man has had quite a turnaround this season. Shake the Room says, I swear every time I see Balde play, he turns me on. I love it. He's an exciting player. He definitely is. Amal, how we doing, sir? Good morning. Sahaj, hello, and welcome. Glad to see everybody here. Barca FC asks, is Ferran available for today's match? Yes, unless I'm wrong about that, right? He and Lewandowski, both suspension ended, right? I can double check myself if I'm being a silly goose. Yes, Ferran is included. Okay. You made me question myself for a second, but he is included in the lineup there. You can see we've got Gavi at the number 6. There's no Dembele. We've got Alarcon coming up from Barca Athletic. That's our full squad, folks. That's our full squad. So he is available. Simple says, Visca Barca, I am wearing that same kit. Right on, brother. Glad to be kit brothers with you. Thoughts on Pavard? Glad we did not have him join the Blaugrana. Hopefully it does not happen this summer. Let's see. Becky says, as salary transparency is becoming more popular on TikTok, how much do you make per year? $0. $0 on TikTok. Still a growing channel, but thank you for asking. I appreciate that. What other questions do we have on TikTok? This is why we need somebody in the winter transfer. Fair. It would have been very interesting if we got Amrabat. I think Julian Araujo coming in at right back. We'll see. That to me is more marketing, publicity, making sure that we have some North American representation, particularly now that Dest is gone. So I think there's that factoring in. I don't know. It is a bummer that even though we offloaded PK to retirement, Memphis and Bellerin, for some reason we weren't able to bring in a replacement. And it's mostly because Tebas is like, no, you're going to have to fix your salary cap over the summer, so we're just not going to let you sign anybody right now. Makes no sense. Makes no sense whatsoever. My goodness. Football calling Aldo, hello and welcome, says Visca Barca from Baja California and Mexico. All right. Well, good to see you. Glad to have you. Ayush says, just came back from 3 days in hospital. Going to take some rest. Might join later on tonight. Ayush, why are you in the hospital for 3 days? Talk to me offline if you don't want to share with the chat, of course, but I hope everything is okay. I hope you are back up and running, feeling fit. Respiratory infection. Okay. Well, that's scary. I'm glad you made it through. I hope everything's okay. Definitely message me offline there. We can chat about it. Barca FC says, what did you think was Barca management's thoughts to renew Alonso? He can play multiple positions across the back. He's been fairly consistent for us, and he's cheap. That's why. If Alonso were to leave, we'd have to find somebody on the transfer market. That costs us money. Who knows what they would demand salary-wise? So I think Barcelona are taking the wins that they can with some of these role players. You know, Sergio Roberto fits that same case. Marcus Alonso. You think about a Kessié even at this point. These are all role players. They're not going to be the primary guys that we count on week in and week out. But I'm glad that he's here. Felipe says, I say put in a strong lineup and learn how to kill off these matches instead of giving me heart attacks. Amen to that. Lasoon Barca boy. Hello. Love right back to you. Says, love my words. I appreciate you listening. I really do. Simply says, it's crazy how we just signed Hector Bellerin and he's already loaned out. Tell that to Royal Emerson, who we signed for like a week and then offloaded to Tottenham. It happens. Barcelona are still in this weird place financially where we're not able to run the club in the way that we want to. We're not able to bring in the talent that we want. We're not able to offer the contracts that we want. We are pinching pennies left and right. So it's unfortunately still going to be a couple of years before Barcelona are back competing in the transfer market. We've got our core team, thankfully. Pedri, Gavi, Frankie, Araujo, Koundé, Balde. Who am I missing? The forwards, of course. Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres. Dembele's got some contract negotiations coming up. But we've got our core team solidified so that we're going to manage these next couple of seasons to get back to a financial status where we can play in the transfer market again. And then we'll see what happens, okay? But we're not in a financial crisis, but we definitely don't have the funds to play around in the transfer market yet. So, Sahil says, what do I expect from Rafa today? I expect big things. I really do. I expect him to step up. I expect him to recognize that this is his opportunity, and I expect Rafinha to carry the offensive load, particularly if we are starting with Gavi up in that left attacking mid spot. It's not really even a left wing, left attacking mid spot. We start more with if Gavi's out there, then Rafinha is really going to be the one that we rely on offensively. So I'm hoping he turns into a big boy doing big things. That's what I'm hoping for. Dembele not playing makes me nervous. Nolan asks thoughts on Gavi. Love Gavi. Love me some Gavi. The passion, the commitment, the creativity, it's all there. And now we got him signed with the first team. Finally, gives him the number 6. I know there could be some pushback to that. There could be whatever it's called. Nolan, thank you for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate you. Sorry, getting a little tongue-tied and distracted looking at comments on both sides of the chat there. Either way, what was the question? I don't even remember. Suman says, love from Nepal. Love right back to you. I appreciate it. Barca FC says, Rafinha has no other option but to prove his worth. Dembele injured. He understands the priority, and hopefully he delivers. Amen to that. Fingers crossed. I think it's going to happen, folks. I think it's going to happen. Speaking of things that are going to happen, I am going to do my best to do a live watch-along today for Betis. I've got a number of meetings and other things I have to get done before that. So in the next 90 minutes or so, you'll see an announcement. I'll have it scheduled, or I'll put out a post saying that it's not going to happen. Simple says, love from Michigan. Love back to you, sir. I appreciate you. But I want to thank everybody for the love and support that I received today. You know, I don't want to be the one in need too often, but today was just kind of a weird day for me and a little bit of a rough day. So thank you all so much, so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you all for the love and support that you show me. I really do appreciate it. It's great to have this community. It really is, for the good days and the bad. So thank you so much for all the newcomers that are just joining us for the first time. Please do subscribe. We are live again every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday doing Barcelona news. We're live for most, not all, but most of the Barcelona matches, doing live commentary. But most importantly, this is the place to connect with your fellow culés. Support the badge, support each other as we saw today. Love you all very much. I want you to go out and do great things, positive interactions for all those that you come across. High fives and hugs for whoever wants them. I appreciate you. I love you. Visca Barca. And fingers crossed, we'll do a live watch along, okay? Stay tuned, subscribe, turn on notifications. I'll make an announcement here in just about 90 minutes, okay? Until then, Visca Barca. I love you, love you, love you. I think that's it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. That's it. Check out the Entry Room podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, all that good stuff. Okay. Well, simply, you found us. So I'm glad you're in the right spot. I'm glad you found this community. The rest of you, same deal. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I love you. I'm rambling at this point. I'm just rambling. I'm going to hop off. Hope to see you soon. Love you all very much. Thank you for tuning in and taking a ride. Mwah.